Hi, Chef. Thank you. We are really enjoying your conversation.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
By the way, let me introduce her. She is an entrepreneur herself. You want tickets to India, you should contact her. She owns Travelopod. Oh, exotic vacations. If you need a break from your chef routine, you should contact her.
Anytime, and I'll travel with you.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that now.
So I'd like to know if you have a chance to go eat at any restaurant in the world, what would be your first pick for the taste and ambience and everything, where you would give a Michelin star?
This question does not have an answer.
Really?
Does not have an answer.
That's the work to be done.
If I say that, then I'm lying. I mean, it does not have an answer, honestly.
Nothing in London as well?
No, the question is, if there is a good restaurant, there's so many. But your question was different though. Is that everything, like everything has to come?
Okay.
So it just doesn't go.
Let's say for food.
Just for food, yeah. There are so many restaurants. I still remember a restaurant called KIL and Kill, like Kill, right? Okay. There's a place called it's a Thai restaurant. It's a little strip restaurant like this, and then you see everything happening there right in front of you. Super dirty. Not because the dirty has different ways to look at it. There's Indian dirty, which you see in sometimes people putting their hands and arms and legs in food. That's different. What we see in our hometown. That's one thing. But there's another dirty wherein you have charcoal cooking. You got lots going on. Food just boiling out and all that. That's a good dirty to have. It's okay because it's clean. The other dirty is like put your hands in there and do it. That's not a good dirty. So that was that good dirty. The food was so honest, like honest to the level where it's like taste, flavor, the smoke, amazing. And the funniest part is I didn't see one Thai guy there or lady there. It's crazy. So yeah.
Oh, my son asked me to ask you, what is your favorite food?
It depends. I mean, as of like today, my mood is for Burmese food. So it depends. It changes every day. I love Burmese food. The reason is, one, you can say you didn't eat Indian food, but you had Indian food. You know what I mean?
So if we go to your house on the weekend or something, you call us, we won't find food.
Chef cooked food.
The chef.
At home?
Yeah,
Oh no, at home no. We keep it very simple. I enjoy cooking something to do with fish, vegetable kind of thing. Meat rarely, like really less. I mean, chicken at the best. Mostly fish. We all from Bengalis and Malayalis have this thing of this fish is a thing.
Why would you not say your restaurants are the ultimate fine dining in the Bay?
I'll tell you. The word fine dining is ran over by every car and truck and the train in this place.
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
So there is it's completely misunderstood word.
Absolutely.
It's like totally vague word. In most Indian minds, fine dining means a clean, elegant looking place where you serve Indian food is fine dining. That's not. So fine dining has a very different definition, at least in my books. Maybe they'll come up with a new one now. To me, the food needs to be a lot more finer. To be honest, like extremely fine dining food would be thought out so much for its nuances and also most of the time will be paired with some beverages which goes well with that. And the whole harmony of the whole food and beverage and the whole flavor and this progression, all those things matters. You cannot say a family style fine dining restaurant. It just doesn't exist. How do you eat a vada pav from one side and dal from other side, call it a fine dining? It's not fine.
So you mentioned you created the concept of Cal Indian, and we also hear a lot of fusion dining. What was your thought process in staying true to the Indian flavors, but catering to an audience that's not used to traditional Indian flavors, so the non-Indian. So what's your thought process when you create a cuisine that sticks true to the Indian flavors, but also caters to a broader audience?
Yeah, really good question. The word fusion, like such a scary word it is. I mean, it's like, I don't know what that is. It's like, I have no idea. I mean, a lot of people ask me this, fusion food? Like, it's a thing, it just doesn't exist. So, but coming back to the Cal Indian, the answer to your question is, when I did my first Cal Indian to be at Campton Place, I'll be honest, I didn't have the audacity to go full on Indian because I did not know Bay Area that much. I was 2 years old, not my age. I mean to say in San Francisco. Like, you know what I mean? 2 years of being in San Francisco, you've not learned enough of the locals. And plus, I did not have the support of the corporation wherein I could just go ahead and do whatever I feel like because I didn't own the place. I didn't own the business. So I had to play it safe. I had to cover their eyes by showing it as if it's some kind of a French food, but do Indian food. You know what I mean? That was a fake thing I did. But I did my best to make sure that food is good. That's all I could do. But if I try figuring out every layer of it, I'll fail. So I figured a way to do that for that time. If you go by first word first, Cal Indian, it made more sense because a lot of Californian and then Indian. So to me, today, if you ask me, that's not good enough. It could be more Indian. Itan, when I call it Cal Indian, it's a lot of Indian with a little season-specific ideas, and also we use local ingredients which is available here in season. And try and use some unusual ingredients which is not being used in Indian food. So all these things together. And again, to answer your question, it's a difficult pairing to do, like bringing that both together, that marriage of sometimes it could go miserably wrong. Like it becomes fusion sometimes. That's not good. So put that, you know what I mean? The moment it becomes fusion, then you're screwed. Like gone, the cuisine is gone. So as long as you don't bring that to a fusion level, you're good. Right.
Hi there. I just want to know, what is your signature dish that defines you? And I'm going to ask you to come to my high school and cook it.
All right. Signatures keeps changing, but one thing is for sure, like I always say this, you can take the boy out of the gutter, you can't take the gutter out of the boy. So being where I am from the coastal southwest, it's always going to be something to do with seafood, shellfish, and all those things, if I have to cook it for myself. And I'll do a sauce which my grandma used to make, like simple things, like put some ginger, onion, garlic, shallots, curry leaf, mustard, add your tamarind, add your coconut milk, and put some fish bones and just simmer it up and strain it down. That kind of a sauce. Very simple things. Those would be, and there always will be a dish which would actually taste like what I just said. Something like that. That's the signature always. We could go from, at Campton Place, we used to have something called a spice pot. It's a little thing wherein we used to have all this chard and stuff, all the garden growing on the top of it. You could call it fusion sometimes. But that was made well, it tasted well and all those things. I mean, again, it was the initial stages of Cal Indian.
Hi Srijith, my name is Palak.
Hi.
You've shared your story of progressing, and you got Michelin star, you've eaten, co-brand, been to all your restaurants, your food is amazing, you have your own business. So if somebody who's done all of that, which is already amazing, people are constantly going to your restaurant, what can be expected? Like what is your next vision? What's your next dream?
I have something which I am working on right now as we speak, a little concept. I'm not going to tell you where now, but I'll tell you what. I don't think we have, even though for ages we have used tandoor and sigris and all those things, we have not effectively showcased a large wood-fired oven Indian concept. You know what I mean? Like the whole entire cuisine revolves around a big, large wood-fired oven. You know what I mean? The funniest thing is we've done it all with wood-fired oven. Sikdi is basically that. I mean, similar, right? I mean, charcoal and barbecue and all those things. We have different names, but that's something which I would love to do next.
Based on where you sit right now as a chef and explored the cuisines all over the world, where do you see Indian food and dining in the next 10 to 15 years? What will it take Indian cuisine to be on par with, let's say, French cuisine? Not saying we are not there, but because of the diversity of our food and the population that we have, I think we should be at a much higher pedestal than where we are. Is there a lack of chefs like you at the global scene, or is it the investment that's lacking? So any perspective on that?
This is a question which I can answer for the next 3 hours. It's a loaded question to me. It's an amazing question too. So many things, so many levels in this question. Where do I see this Indian food going, and why is it not comparable to this thing, to French? I'll tell you one thing. I always say this, but I'll again say it. Until we celebrate our food, it will never be celebrated by a foreigner as this thing. You know what I mean? Until you celebrate it, nobody else is going to celebrate yours. French people told a little thing which is made with 3 ingredients: sugar, almond flour, and egg white, and stuffed whatever they got in between that and put it in a packet and sold it to you. You paid $4 for that damn macaron. You paid $4 for that damn macaron. And the size goes up and the price goes up. Crazy. And can you imagine? The other guy over there is just making that flour batter, heating up the ghee and just putting in a squeezy bottle, throwing it on the top, and you know, what's that Rajasthani dessert? I mean, it's all over the place. What an amazing thing. Think about Som Papdi. Think about all this amazing desserts. Nobody knows. People look at it and say that, what the hell is this? The point is, we didn't celebrate it. It's our mistake. We didn't do it. So when they make a damn macaron and just say morning to evening, macaron, 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 we never told anything to anyone. So how are you supposed to be at the top when we don't look at it as worthy? I'll tell you one more thing. Being a restaurateur, I have to say this. You will go have a pasta with some clam and a little bit of parsley and garlic and olive oil and cream. You're perfectly okay paying $18. The moment I sell you one jackfruit vada pav, 4 of them, and charge you $18, you have a problem paying for the damn thing. What the hell is wrong with you people? You know? Am I right or no?
Yeah.
Because what you're saying in your mind, I did the psychology study about this. What you're saying in your mind, I could make it. So basically, you're not paying yourself any wages. You know what I'm saying? You're not paying a damn wage to yourself. I could make it, so my time is free. So that means no labor. It's only food cost. So you know what I'm saying? So we as a diaspora start respecting it. When you run a restaurant, mostly it is between 20 and 28% is your food cost. Okay? So when people ask, why is it so expensive when it comes to Indian food? It's not the food which is expensive. It's the other things, which is same with any cuisine, regardless of what you serve. You can serve Mexican, Indian, French, blah, 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 blah. But the point is, you're saying why is Indian food expensive? Indian food is expensive because you pay Indian labor more money. Because my cooks make a lot of money. I pay them more than a French cook. Because first of all, I can't get the talent. Second thing, it is not trainable. The moment I train somebody here, he started measuring it with a scale. I mean, that never works. I mean, when you can measure, you can do the guideline situation. You can't go, the soul of the cuisine is not in the recipe. The soul of the cuisine is in how you make it and who makes it. It's not in the recipe. If you're thinking the soul is in the recipe, that food does not have a soul. It doesn't work that way.
How much influence do you have on the cocktails what is your involvement in developing the cocktails? They are unique in terms of the standard cocktails, and the tastes are unique, the ingredients that go into are unique.
The cocktails, I do have a little bit of influence, but I also, to avoid me putting myself too much into that, I do hire a good consultant and bring them on board, then I work with them to create cocktails. But these days, there are very competent cocktail mixologists, and I don't like to use the word mixologist because mixologist like a fusion. If I tell them what ingredients I'd like to use, and if I tell them this would be a good profile, then they are, in Tamil we call it Pugundu Vilayadal. They'll just get in and play. So you know what I mean? They just get in and play. They just get this thing. So they'll do it. We don't have to do anything. That's the answer here.
When you were young, you were very adventurous, right? Went into engineering school, ended up being in hotel management, ended up being a chef, learned French cuisine, came here, okay, towed the line, went to Taj, did Indian food, towed the line to please the customers, started a restaurant to please the customers. Would it be fair to say that Srijith has not made his dream cuisine yet? His, the one, his own thing that he really wanted to do. Have you done that?
I don't do anything just to please the customer. I mean, that's not right. Then I'm not doing a favor to myself. That's not fair, When I say fair, it's not fair to myself. That's bad. So pleasing the customer is one of the things, but that's not my goal. That's not my only goal. I mean, like I said, again, coming back to food, it's a very subjective thing. Half the people may not even just find it to be the best of the best. Maybe like 20% finds it really ultimate. 20% felt great. Some good. The last few things, it's okay, kind of a thing. So that's fine. The dream keeps changing. It's just going up and up. Like every day when I do something, I think that now I want to do that. There's no place called perfection, right? Perfection, the thing keeps moving up and up and up. When you reach here is that this is not perfect enough. I want to do it again more. Maybe what I'm talking now, in 5 years from now, I may laugh and say that, shoot, I shouldn't have said that. I have better words now.
You talked about soul of the cuisine, and you also talked about the key components when you cook. So during your creation process, and it could be a tangible one or an intangible one, what are the 3 to 5 key ingredients you think about?
So when it comes to food, the most important thing in a food is called balance. Like the word balance plays a lot of thing in it. Food is about mostly a lot of balance. Sometimes you also want to have a dish which is just not balanced, flat. The reason why you would have that flat one is because you're pairing it with something which has got a lot of balance. So to create a balance, what do you need? You need to go back and think your different tastes, right? The best salt, number 1. You look for best acid, number 2. Then you look for sweetness, if there is a Bengali who's eating in your restaurant. Not always. Sweetness, yes, you need sweetness. So heat, yeah, chili, umami, that's one level up. Umami, yes, for sure. But not always umami in Indian food. The reason being, a lot of our dry spices gives you that feel of umami already. It's built in. Not always you need to give that, but there are some food which actually involves umami. I'll give you an example, dried anchovies. It's got natural umami in it, like same thing. So going back to your question, to keep it very simple, you look for this balanced stuff first. That's a number 1. That's a place where you start. And then if you already have in mind a main ingredients you're going to play with, then you apply that balance to the main ingredient. That's how you create something.
I have a question. Have you considered writing a book? It's not in the works.
I thought nobody's going to ask me this question. So, I do have a lot of material which I've written down for a book, but I'm like a ridiculous procrastinator as a person. Some things I just keep moving in. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't probably do it. I love to do it. I have the material for that, I think. I need somebody who's civilized than me to put that together.
Well, thank you so much, Srijith. This was amazing. I think the next session, who wants the next session to be in Cobra? We must continue talking to you, and I mean, this is a great group of audience. What do you say?
I think it's amazing. Thank you for being so nice.
Well, viewers, if you like our meaningful conversation and our new content, follow us on all our social platforms right here.